I didn't get anybody in the middle of talking this time. All right, my name is Andrew Otway. I'm here to GM a session of Blades in the Dark with my friends at That D&D podcast, and that's us, and this is this thing. So take it away, Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I'm stealing it. I'm Oracle, and I'm a Whisper, and I'm also a grandma.
Are you?
No, she's just grandma age.
Because if you are a grandma, then you have dependents that care about you and depend on you, and we can use that against you.
Please do.
It's true.
My name is Oracle, and I have no worldly attachment.
Oh, what was Zahir's last name in Avatar? Be right back looking that up.
Hi, everybody. It's Mike J. Darkson Berard here with another episode of That's the Wrong Intro. I'm playing Belle tonight in Blades of Gastown. I'm not running anything.
Hi, I'm Jordan, and tonight I will be playing Nora. She is a spider, and she's a little cold. Just a little bit. Get that to the air.
We'll get you a coat.
Yes.
Zach, I'm playing Jack, who is technically a cutter, but like 70% lurk by weight at this point. And I'm real messed up after robot fighting last time.
There were robots last time. It was a pretty good session.
Wow.
Yeah.
My healing clock is at 4. Why is that?
That's a good question. Did you heal a bunch?
I think I just stressed out. I didn't think I actually got hurt.
Okay. Then we'll just set you back.
Yeah, just turn it back off.
Boop. Neat. Did I not hack you up? No, you resisted everything.
No, I stressed out. I am now
No,
obsessed.
you traumatized out, but I didn't hurt you.
Traumatized out, yeah.
Yeah. Obsessed. Excellent. Delicious and wonderful.
Wait, what is Belle obsessed with?
That's a good question, Belle.
What do you got?
I don't know.
I mean...
Nothing good, right?
Nora would be really funny.
Yes.
And also kind of creepy. And also play into, like, the characterization thus far.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Huh.
Yeah, but, like, also personal goals, not creep out the people I play games with.
Yes. Which, I mean,
But,
yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
but Edgar, all of season 1.
Somehow that was different.
Yes, it was different. I was
to
gonna
adjust.
say, I don't know, like, Belle did steal that locket of Edgar and Nora. What if she just ships them extra hard? Episode 1 of this season, Belle was actually happy for Nora being happy about her engagement ring.
I do recall that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I've written each of you love letters, and I believe you've all looked at them at least in passing. But the other thing is that Jack is a little fucked up.
Well,
So if anybody wants to do their downtime stuff before they do their love letter stuff, I'm more than happy to let that happen because you probably want to heal.
I have 2 level 2 harm.
Yeah, you might want to heal.
As well.
Isn't Jack like 1 level 1 harm away from being just full?
From death, yes. If
Yeah.
you gave me 2 level 1 harms, I would implode right now. It's great.
So this is a rare case where Belle doesn't want to operate on you?
Can I ask why?
It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
If it's funny, then I will go for it.
I mean...
Actually, that's really interesting.
I mean, like, Jack basically hobbled into the hideout, like, draped over the shoulder of our, like, rickety old woman, got sort of sloughed onto the table and has laid there, probably in a very awkward position, for several days awaiting medical attention at this point.
My understanding is Oracle's like 50, 55.
Yeah, but she's 55 in like colonial Canada terms, so that's like 104.
She's old. She's not like made of sugar.
I know. I enjoy interacting with Oracle because she turns me into Conan. Agent One, we should be over here.
Is there Tinker no longer talks about healing people?
It should. I think it's still the healing skill.
Do you need that special talent from the what's it?
I think you need to be
Litter guys?
Bleach.
No.
Physiker.
Yeah.
Shitfinger skill.
It's
Yeah, Physiker.
with a leech ability.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I mean,
So if
Bella's
Belle
been
doesn't have
grandfathered in because her background.
Backstory.
Well,
Yeah.
her background is disgraced
Yeah.
Physiker, so.
Yeah.
that, okay. Well, if you would prefer not to, Jack can always hobble out and find my rival / arch nemesis is a Physiker.
Mhm.
So there is a thing that we can do to unlock level 4 upgrades.
Yes.
What is that?
It is to
Mastery.
Yeah, it's a gang upgrade called Mastery. And
How
you've
many
got
pips of that do we need?
you need 3 more.
3 more.
We
We
only
have
have
one
2
and we need
pips.
3 more.
You have 2 to spend.
If I spent money, could we get mastery?
No.
What about Belle being part of the Foghounds? They have mastery.
Ooh, now there's a compelling argument.
That is interesting.
I'm definitely willing to let that go.
So can we turn that into like an interesting, like little RP backbit thing
Yeah.
where Belle goes back to the Foghounds in order to
Operate on Jack.
Yeah.
Sure. Where's the Foghounds base nowadays? 3 of you that were here for season 1.
I think it's still that mysterious like warehouse cave that we had before. But
So-
down by the harbor.
So, the 2 people who were in the car that Jack is in, including Jack, don't know where that base is.
None whatsoever.
I mean,
So do
I
you
think-
get to like your Stanley Park base and then basically don't even let Jack get out of the car?
I think because Belle and Nora were able to wrap up their bridge first,
Mhm.
they were able to meet Oracle and Jack before they could get very far from their bridge.
Okay.
And Nora probably even insisted.
I would imagine so.
Like, not just because of that, but because, like, since Jack is so hurt, like, it'd probably be easier for them to disappear
Mhm.
down by the harbor than going straight to Stanley Park where there's not a lot of things.
Mm-hmm. There's that illicit bar with an owner that vaguely likes you guys.
Yeah.
Easily.
So we just drew a tiny purple rectangle on the map, and I'm going to ping it. And that's roughly the location of the Foghounds base, if I recall. Because you were in the Gastown Harbor. which
Yeah.
That looks close-ish.
It was around there.
Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, I mean, Oracle pulls up in a stolen carriage. Like a stolen Model T, basically.
The
Probably.
T is for fast.
So,
Questions?
what's the process that you go through to... Tell me what happens when you roll up.
Probably speed up and like power slide the car and say he's not doing well.
You power slide the car, pop out before it's finished moving, and just be like, I require some assistance, child.
Is one of you a medic of some sort, or do you know of one? I know a possessor ghost, and I have some theories that it could be used to fix perhaps a body that's been damaged, but that would require a willing host, and I'm not so sure that Jack would be willing to give up control over his physical form.
Is Jack
So-
even conscious at this point?
Pretty wrecked up.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you were in the
I
sewage,
imagine
right?
If he's conscious, it's only because people are like prompting him to do things.
Harbor water. So close.
If he can't speak,
Yeah.
he can't consent. Consent is important, children.
Not to Belle. I guess she's got written consent from earlier.
Mhm.
Signed in my own blood, probably.
It'd be better if it was somebody else's, just some random person's blood you found.
So what we're gonna do is, so Belle like gets in the car and pushes Oracle to the center, and calls for Nora to jump in too. And then all four of us are gonna drive down to the base. I don't know if you need to if we need to roll or anything, but I imagine there's no words, right? Because usually Belle's fairly jocular and jovial.
Mm-hmm.
And then Oracle, you want to do some sort of spooky thing, right?
I mean, I was just saying it's an option. If you want to try, physical medicine and things first, that'd probably be preferable, since we'd be kind of getting into uncharted territory.
So, before I met the Risen, I was part of a crew called the Foghounds. I knew Nora's beau back then. We have a base where I would like to take Jack in order to fix him.
Okay.
You willing to go with us to this old place?
I mean, yes, as long as this isn't some intricate trap to kill me. I mean, I'm fine going wherever.
Oh, you know I'd just shoot you if I wanted to kill you.
Oh yes, probably.
Okay.
Oracle,
And,
that is the
from
truest
far
thing
away.
you've ever heard.
In the face, like not even in behind your back or anything.
I
Right,
just
and-
realized you're female Kincaid or whatever from Dresden. If I'm going to kill a wizard, I'm going to do it with
yeah.
a high-powered rifle from far, far away.
Yeah. Neat. Right. So I can't do this with the Risen at the Risen base. There are things that I need elsewhere. It's more than just tools. It's a place of mind. And while we're there, if there's anything that you want to do in order to try to patch this person up, I will gladly take your assistance in that matter.
I'll see what I can do.
So, I'd like to play this like Belle is kind of going home, right? Because I've got the experience to spend on this. If we're going back there and I'm dropping the last point into a tinker thing for insight to bunch that up for training, I'm also going to representing refocusing on the task. And I'm trying to figure out how to phrase that, but
I mean, you've got a job to do that maybe you feel like you've been neglecting.
yes.
And so it's a coming home, but I don't know, maybe Belle feels conflicted about that because...
Or I've been avoiding the old Foghounds place and base, and these new people. Whatever happened to Ogre, by the way?
I mean, my understanding is he's got an airship.
Yeah, he flew away with his Zeppelin.
Now he's an
He's flying
independent
it-
violence
he's
contractor.
flying it- He stole the Zeppelin and he's flying it to the moon, is what I heard.
Wait, no, that's sly. But what is Ogre's finesse?
Enough.
No.
I'm pretty sure 0.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the airship has been doing a left turn for the past 180 days. Also, Aaron, you have to read that pun out loud.
The Foghound's base is called the Fog Pound.
Thank you.
Jesus.
You deserve that. we all deserve that.
By going to the pound?
Yeah. It's where all the fog dogs are kept in the fog pound. I thought Zach was about to push away from his desk.
Yeah.
Are we going
Wow.
in for a penny, in for a pound on this?
Oh.
In for Penny, in for a fog pound would have been slightly funny. So,
Hey, Penny.
yeah, Belle's been running from kind of goofing off, kind of hanging out with her club for the last bit, and the side effect is that people that she's grown kind of close to are getting hurt, and this is all fault of the Neurostrian government. And if we had just assassinated the heads of state and seized control of the means of production before now, this wouldn't have been bad, and Jack wouldn't be dying with a lung full of septic harbor water.
Yep.
So we're going to take him back there, and Belle's going to be kind of serious, and then she's going to do something stupid.
Awesome. All right. Yeah, I don't feel like, throwing more roadblocks at this point is particularly interesting. So, I mean, yeah, you come home. And I don't think this base has been used by anyone except maybe Edgar. Or, like, maybe Edgar and Nora have been hooking up there just as, like, an old thrill.
Old time shags.
Well, and just, like,
Yeah.
It's like banging in a graveyard.
Well, no, it's probably one of the first places, like, they used to both meet. It's
And now they meet.
I have a headcanon.
Okay.
They are going from like warehouse to warehouse,
Mhm.
but they've been staying. He's been staying at this particular one
okay.
because back when he was in Eclipse, before they like dissolved, he used to come here with Harker all the time.
Oh, Jesus.
This
How's-
is
How is Edgar? Anyways, that's a separate question, and pretty inside baseball. But yeah, I mean, you come home. I'm assuming the base is at least, if nothing else, dusty AF.
Has it been
And-
looted, or is it still like in good condition?
I believe you had like the hidden and the.
It's hidden, so there's just like this.
I think it was hidden and secure
yeah. We also like had quarters.
quarters. That's what it was.
We were way more paranoid back.
I mean,
Well-
It's like
fully
and bilge rats.
100%. 100% of the gangs you have run have had hidden bases, so I can't like really easily whack you with a rolled up newsprint over it. So,
Mhm.
so I mean, good on you guys.
Yeah, so we roll back here, and there's like
We saw you coming.
security stuff that we have to disable.
Mhm.
Like it's the Batcave sort of thing.
Yeah, but I mean, even then,
Giant
like
penny.
a couple of the like tripwires have been tripped, and like there's a bit of
And there are
blood, but
dead
no.
people.
Well, no, there's a bit of blood, but no corpses. Like, yeah.
Ogre did it.
I also
He
want to
never
point
paid
out.
attention.
I also want to point out that, like, Jack, as you're, like, sort of fading between in and out of consciousness, like, they seem to be bringing you back to that warehouse where you beheaded that Nightwing.
Oh, great!
So, I don't know if that's,
Well,
like, weighing on your psyche at all or not.
Awesome.
It's okay. I need this to work.
Mhm.
Really.
But yeah, I mean, you get inside the old fog pound. And it's as you remember it, but also different. And in that sort of way that you can never come home again, Belle.
And
Oh, okay.
impressive way to phrase
So,
it.
there is a hidey hole.
Mhm.
There's like a stashy area sort of thing that Belle has never touched the entire time that we've been here.
Yep.
And she goes back and she opens it up, and it's a doctor's bag,
Like an actual doctor's bag and not...
an actual doctor's bag, not a routine sensationalists to tattoo kit sort of thing.
Yeah.
And like she washes her hands and she puts on gloves and stuff, and like she's going through this whole process of a thing that she hasn't done since
I mean,
since
since
she was disgraced.
well, and
right?
like since you lived a continent, like across basically two continents, or a continent and an ocean.
Yeah.
Like this is a life you left behind.
like consciously gave up too, right?
Yeah.
And as as she's going back into this stuff, she's taking off like the hat and the monocle, and like the rifle is not is like placed aside sort of thing. She's shedding all these trappings and stuff, and like putting back on what it was like to be a an actual doctor, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So this suddenly came to me very vividly of this process of like
really
putting
like
back
it.
on an old coat.
Oracle, if you look at Belle, like you notice that in shedding all of these trappings, like a lot of her aura or whatever you see has like calmed down. I'm imagining if you see like strings of fate, Belle's was vibrating constantly, like someone was playing the harpsichord of Belle's string of fate, and it is actually just like rail still at this point. She seems like if she's
Different.
normally a woman possessed, she isn't now, or vice versa.
He's possessed of a different
Not capital
energy
P.
now.
Yeah.
Right.
And so Nora, I need you to. We're going to start by prepping the surgery side. So please clear the patient of take off their clothes. Start by washing the wounds. Once we've got them in a position where we can see everything we need, I need to strap them down. They restrain them for this, and then what's the ether? Like what's the?
Laudanum.
I give you painkillers, right? Laudanum sort of thing to give to Jack. And in the process of prepping for surgery and stuff, and then Oracle, what's your given name as opposed to just Oracle?
Catherine?
Does anyone know that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
I asked very specifically, and she gave it to me kind of reluctantly.
Yeah, I remember that. There's a whole reason behind that. But yeah, Catherine.
Yeah, I mean, because
It's
Nora was
technically true.
staring her down and be like, "Okay, but what's your real name?"
So does anyone else know?
Yeah, would Belle know?
I don't think so.
I mean, I think that's an Oracle question. Like, would Belle know?
I don't think they've interacted too much because Belle's kind of gone her own way on all the missions, and I haven't really been around her much. So
Okay, so yeah, you would probably only know her as Oracle then.
I figure of all of them, these two know each other the least. It's like I've had some little moments with Nora, and then I've kind of Jack and I have somehow ended up paired together a few times. We kind of have
actually.
we kind of have like a in combat fellowship thing, but Belle's always kind of distant from where I was doing things.
So I'll refer to you as Madame instead of Oracle.
Okay.
I just want to point out that Nora and Oracle have a very high DA2 friendship score. Oracle and Jack have a very high rivalry score, and then Belle and Oracle just don't have a score.
Yeah, that's fair. Yet.
That's how you don't get loyalty.
Yeah. But yeah.
One of us has to do the other one's loyalty mission.
Yeah.
Fine.
What's going to happen is
So is it Madam or is it Mademoiselle?
whatever is the most polite way of referring to a person?
Mademoiselle.
Yeah.
Mademoiselle.
Is your accent back and thicker? Like you've slipped more fully back. Good. It's
one of those things like when you go back home, you pick up the weird slang and just the general kind of ambient accent that you don't normally speak in.
I call them cars.
Like I put a mask on and stuff, and like the whole process of getting back into it. Mademoiselle, if there is a thing that you'd like to do, now is the time to try. I'm about to begin.
I have an idea. I can't promise that it'll work. Let me take a step outside, and I'll see what I can do, and then I'll come back. And Oracle's going to go outside and see if there are any ghosts nearby that are medics or something that she can call on for help.
I really wish this was Burning Wheel. So I would make you roll an incredibly difficult circles test right now that you would almost assuredly fail.
Well, okay, so I have Ghost Mind. It says you're always aware of supernatural... Hold on. I'm just going to click the bell.
Yep.
Bing.
Nice. Okay.
Oh, what?
Okay, so I've got that, and I have another thing. where it's called Ghost Fighter, but I may imbue my hands with spirit energy. If I have a ghost possess my hands, could I help with surgery?
Fuck. Okay. So, roll me survey, and basically we'll see how lucky you get.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to hurt anyone for failure.
Okay.
You find a seemingly very helpful ghost. Jack dies.
2. Yeah, I forgot I have no survey.
So yeah, I mean, you find like a number of ghosts, but I mean, this place seems warded against them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is probably a good thing because there's a lot of unhappy people with the foghounds. And like, I think they're probably just going to like, for the next 5 to 10 minutes, like you are just basically waylaid by all of these ghosts demanding your attention, holding you in place, like physically restraining you, even though like whatever that looks like maybe you're just in a catatonic state or speaking in tongues or something. But yeah, you are basically recounted the bloody history of the foghounds, and there's just a number of ghosts here waiting for one of them to return, and they don't seem to realize that Belle is inside.
I'm not going to tell them that.
That's probably a good call.
It's all our cumulative bad karma.
Is there any way to like try and talk them down and say that I'm just trying to help someone who's hurt and not affiliated with the foghounds in any way? We're just using the building?
I mean, yeah, and I'm assuming that's sort of like the 5 to 10 minutes. The penalty is basically you don't get to go inside and help.
Yeah.
And also, you learn a fuckload about the foghounds.
Yeah.
And like you get like, and one time this fucker threw a giant metal door at me.
Like from a house, like a metal door for a house.
And it's like no, like, and basically like paints a mind picture, like a picture in your mind of like
like ghost fingers to forehead, and then the image is transferred.
Yeah. Well, I honestly think like they're taking turns possessing you, but like quickly.
Do you know what it's like to die?
100 times.
Is it
100 times?
Is it mostly Ogre or Belle?
Oof.
I mean, it's a pretty good number, and there's like
Oracle wishes she had thought to take count.
Honestly, one of the strongest impressions you get is like Sly's first victim on camera. That fucker that he Banshee shrieked to death. Because like their soul is in tatters.
Oh my
Holy
God.
shit.
Oh, that's
fun. All of your harm. That's
I
really
didn't know
cool.
you do that.
Yeah, no, I think that's
my harm thing here.
Yeah, that's new.
What does it do?
Huh. I like all these buttons.
Yeah. So yeah, apparently there's a bunch of new functionality in the Roll20 Blades in the Dark character sheet.
And we are easily distracted children.
Yes.
I like buttons. Buttons are fun.
But yeah, so I mean, like, it's horrifying, and for like the next 10 minutes, you feel like you die 1,000 times, Oracle.
Okay. So I think after that...
Well, I mean, let's cut back inside.
Yeah.
Because you're indisposed.
So I'm probably doing everything that Bella's directing me to do as, she's telling me. And I am just gonna, like Nora's not even flinching after, like, she's just gonna straight up cut Jack's clothes just so that they can get to it easier and not waste time.
Well, and I mean, like, there's a pair of, like, shears in the doctor's bag for this.
Yeah. And I mean, Nora's probably even going to volunteer to stitch up everything.
Yeah, I make you, like, wash your hands and put on gloves and stuff, too. Like, things I've never asked.
Yeah. And I mean, the whole time, Nora is less concerned about Jack, but more interested in Belle's change of behavior. Because this is something from Belle she has never really seen.
This is an unforeseen, like, permutation.
Yeah. I mean, the only other time Nora sees Belle this focused is, like, when she's sniping. But outside of that
4-mile shot that almost killed Jack.
3 mile.
I didn't kill you, and I saved you.
Hey, Nora, watch this. Hold my beer.
Okay, so I'm
Yeah, that
assuming,
was like,
like,
for funsies.
Nora, are you helping mechanically? Like, are you taking the
Yeah.
one stress? Okay.
Oh shit! No, I'm not. No, I am not. No, I am not.
Well, are we going to de-stress you first, and then you're going to help with
Yeah,
stress?
I mean, yeah, we can flashback.
Flashback.
Yeah, so roll the thing now, and then we'll get to it later.
But remember, a flashback scene costs you a stress, so heal at least 2, or else
Yeah.
it's not worth your time.
Okay.
We're out of like the main phase, so I mean, at this point, we can be
Yeah.
discontinuous. Okay.
Cool.
Currently has 8 stress. I did good last session.
Wow. Yeah, that was
I've,
Razor's Edge last time. Good job.
so I mean, as a spider, I had to volunteer to do a lot of extra stress.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Ugh. Okay, now I will do it.
Yeah.
And I'll get to like the vice thing after we're done with this scene.
You're back up to 4 stress.
Yep.
Okay.
So, do you need to roll anything?
I don't.
No, but you
Okay.
get 2 extra dice to your Tinker roll.
I'm also going to spend a in stress for Tinker as well.
Okay. It'll be 2 stress for you.
Okay. Is this risky or desperate?
Controlled.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, position doesn't matter. But yeah, Jack, what are you dreaming of as like, because you're unconscious at this point. Like, you have lost sufficient blood. Like, what is...
What does Jack dream of? Probably not like vengeance. I'm gonna say we're not having like nightmares. So like Jack is thinking about that like one trip he took back to the mainland or the old country.
Yep.
When he was like a teenager and got to like see all the nice things and interact with his like family over there and all that stuff. Like he's in a happy place.
Mhm.
That's what Jack's dreaming of.
And you're like 6. And this is some farm or some cottage or something. You go up to like, it's a memory of like Golden BC up in the mountains or in the valley.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a vineyard.
like
The family vineyard.
Yeah. Horses through the family vineyard.
Yeah.
Are you like walking through the fields with your hands, like touching all the vines and stuff?
With the wheat? Yeah. Like,
You mean Jack doesn't have a pony?
well, Jack does have a pony, but we're flashing around, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you feel the sun's light on your face, but it doesn't feel warm.
How?
Okay, hold on. So she's got mastery.
Yep.
And then she's got all those extra dice.
Yep.
That is amazing.
Oh my
That's kind of
God.
impressive.
Yeah. I get what, 2 back?
Yeah.
Two clock ticks.
Yeah.
But you don't die,
All
right?
right.
Oh, no. No, yeah.
Downtime action.
And I can't do it again, can I?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can.
Me.
But
These are also Jack's actions, not yours.
also, like, just from Belle being here, you can remove all the level 1 harms.
Yep.
Just right away.
Yes, your level 1
Awesome.
harm is gone. You treat all the superficial stuff.
And now I'm only almost dead.
Yeah.
You're only mostly dead.
Well, I mean, so if you get that next section, you'll what's it called?
Nora, do you want to control spend another stress on
Yeah.
this, or are you good?
Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Let me just see if I can change.
You don't have to keep burning stress on my account.
There we go. I think that's 3.
Yeah.
All right, so that's
6.
1 more.
Yep.
And so that empties me out, and then what just happened?
Does that take care of the 3 or the 2? Or how does
So
that-
it takes everything down 1. So the 2s disappear and the 3 becomes a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, no, there's a weird box that just opened up on my character sheet that I'm not sure.
Oh,
what came
sorry.
from,
I'm seeing if there's a way to change the size of your healing clock.
So those are the 2 that of Jack's, right?
Yeah. I'm assuming
gonna
those are
spend mine
okay.
doing the same thing.
Cool.
Like, Belle's going to blow all of her stress and stuff on this.
I so wish I had that other spider ability.
Nora, if you want to tap out at this point, that's perfectly reasonable.
No, I already spent the I will spend a third stress.
That got you to 7, so I mean that's prime vice recovery.
Yeah.
And I mean, assuming you can roll at 1-4 across 7 dice, Jack will be fine.
Just barely.
Is it 1-4 or 1-6?
1-4.
Okay.
So Jack's healing clock, because of... I can actually just click it. Because of this, he basically always has at least one chunk filled out, so it's only a 3-size clock.
Okay. So
Jack
as Belle...
Yeah.
Jack is good now, right?
Yes.
Yes, Jack is fit as an incredibly stressed out fiddle right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is where Jack is.
Yeah, you could not make him healthier at this point.
So after this like massive...
All of my physical ailments are better. Good job, Doc.
So after this 8-hour surgery or whatever it is.
That was how many actions we just took there?
3.
That was 3?
Yeah.
It was 4, wasn't it?
Just
No.
3.
Oh, just 3. Okay.
Yeah.
So after all that, Belle strips off her gloves and her mask and walks out.
Yep.
Without a word?
Yeah. Like Jack is done. Like she'll like pat Nora on the shoulder, like, you know, good job sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, like I think at that point actually, like I think it took that long, excuse me, for Oracle to like, I mean, just absorb the rage of all those ghosts. Like it's a day that you've been out here.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
It's getting battered around by ghosts.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's just any ghosts that are angry with the Foghounds, or?
Basically, they've been focusing around here, but they can't get inside the building to like smash up the place or anything.
Is Harker out there?
Is Harker mad at the Foghounds?
One of them.
Harker might be one of our first hauntings. Really. Harker's outside that tree above our base, just like circling.
I just want to say, as a player, I was so upset when I heard that it was revealed to be Harker. Or, like, in episode 2, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's Harker?
He is Edgar's rival and little brother. Like
Little
character.
brother surrogate sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like, Harker didn't really have a father figure growing up, except Edgar. And Edgar abandoned him.
Well,
Nice.
Edgar sold him up the river.
Yeah.
Twice?
Multiple times. More than what we had from the beginning of the campaign.
Right.
And
And then stole his hat.
he still has that Daguerreau picture of him in Sly's hat.
Yep. Sly's disheveled, broken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tin can hat. Anyway, so for the 3 stresses, I would like to say, since Nora took part in the surgery,
Yep.
that oh yeah, Belle. Yeah.
Okay.
Calculating.
Oh, for Belle?
Yeah. I mean, so that Jack doesn't really have to spend a coin for getting fixed up.
Okay.
I ate that third one for one of Belle's actions.
Well,
Oh.
it's just one person gets one downtime action.
Yeah.
I mean, I can spend some of my own coin too. I'm holding a couple.
Yeah,
Get
and
that
you've
third
got
action
that action on the side or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll spend one to I'll pay off my own medical expenses here.
Okay.
Everybody else can decide what they want to do with their stuff.
Okay. So you spent your 2 actions and then the last one for Belle instead? Because it sounded like Belle wanted to do that. Like, needed to.
I would like to make an argument that Nora would also like to have taken up one of those actions just for like a better, I guess, understanding, and just to prove that how cool she can be, like cool-headed. So like,
I think it showed through. I don't know that you can spend your actions like
Healing
assisting
me.
2 other people, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, no, you don't get to be selfless, Nora.
Okay. I guess I'll just continue to be a selfish spider.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. All right.
Cool. So do we want to do love letters? Or do we want to finish doing downtime stuff?
I want to do another downtime action.
Cool. Is this
I would-
another reduced stress?
Yes. So in my mind, like both of those stress actions, like Nora would have traumatized out, except she kept it together because Jack was potentially going to die. But she's incredibly stressed out when she goes to meet Edgar afterwards.
Yeah, no, and he probably like wordlessly makes Nora like. I think it's probably Earl Grey tea, and then just like. But, like, that's the bottom quarter, and then the top 3 quarters is, like, rye.
Yeah.
Or something, like...
Yeah.
Like a blueberry liqueur or something.
So they do that, and adult rice.
There you go.
Oh, okay. So wait, what happens since I critted?
Nothing.
Okay.
It's critting resistance.
Yeah.
But critting Vistus, it's nothing extra.
Okay, cool. I was worried that I was gonna like tap out.
Oh yeah, Jack, you need a new vice purveyor.
Yeah. Well, since I can't really, I'm just gonna spend that third freebie on myself doing like prowess training, saying it was like assisting Belle with surgery, and that finishes up my prowess, so I'm gonna like bump up finesse to level 2.
Cool. So like navigating around Belle, in like sort of a dance, and like I mean you're pretty sure for like that 6.5 hour surgery she didn't blink.
Yeah. But also like keeping a steady hand, because like I imagine that I did do a lot of the stitching.
Did you leave any messages for Jack later?
Yeah.
Or did you embroider like a patch on his side, like one of your seamstress patches?
Yes. I probably have like a little spider web embroidered into at the end of each scar. Like some of them, there actually is like a little spider.
That is a nightmare.
Yeah. Eventually Jack's gonna be really horrific looking at this rate.
He just looks like a well-loved, patched up doll.
Well, I imagine like some of that tattoo was destroyed in the car hitting and then the stabbing and the shooting and the
What was the tattoo? What did it look like again?
Phoenix, I believe.
Yeah, it was something like that.
I see.
Okay.
I have a couple downtime actions I would like to pay for out of coin, but I think I'm going to roll them into the love letter.
Okay. Sure.
Oh.
Does anyone have stuff to do before love letter or?
Yes.
Cool.
Sort of. I had a thing, and like I'm it probably doesn't work this way. But okay, so that's most of my moves. Is this probably doesn't work this way, but so I figure when, like, probably by the time Belle and Nora finish the surgery stuff, Oracle's already kind of gone. She just left a little note and a flask, and the note just says, "I'm sorry, but I'll be back." And she's gonna go see if that whole theory about getting possessed by a ghost to heal you internally is a thing that actually works, and what better way than to test on yourself?
Good. So what are you trying to do here?
Trying to see if I can use a tune and get my possessor ghost friend to wear me for like a week and see if he can help heal some of my wounded gubbins.
Oh, because you have the 2 level 2 harm.
Yep.
I mean, if this goes poorly,
when it goes poorly,
I'm going to hurt you more.
Okay. I fully understand that.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Like, this is a desperate roll, and not 6 means you get hurt more.
Okay.
Like, 1 harm will stage down and 1 harm will stage up. And if you don't get at least a 4, I think they both go up.
Blast. Let me tell you.
Which you don't have room for them both to go up, so you'll need to resist one of them.
Yeah, we'll go. I realize I rolled 2 less dice now, so my 3 attune is now a 1. So great job, me. So I'm going to.
You can still turn back from this.
Go team.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
Is Nyrix
never comes back and just left a note saying I'm sorry, and then I never see her again?
Is
Our old lady's
Nyrix
gonna
helping
bleed out
you?
on the street, you guys. It's great.
What'd you
It's
say?
gonna be fun.
Is
Our
Nyrix
old
helping
lady's gonna
you?
bleed out on the street. It's gonna be great.
I would think so.
Okay.
He's curious to see what it would be like to inhabit someone who has abilities.
Okay. So yeah, pay 1 stress for Nyrix helping you, or 2 actually.
Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna put 2 more stress to balance myself out to 0.
Mm-hmm.
And 5. Okay, that's gonna suck. Okay, continue.
So yeah, Zapped gets worse. Because so yeah, you feel Nyrix start like in your toes and like slowly creeps upward, and it's not terrible to start. And that level 1 harm of hole punch, like that bullet you took in the knee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like it closes and you feel everything knitting itself back together. And then like that last nerve, like you feel it growing, and it gets to just be a little bit apart, like just tiny. And then you just feel this like electric surge as that circuit completes, just blast through you. Nyrix is shot out of your body at like escape velocity functionally. And you fall to the ground, electrocuted almost to death. Would you like to resist that level 2 harm going up to level 3?
Yes.
Cool.
Resolve, I guess?
You tell me.
Let me see. That one's like mental strain or willpower. The other one's physical strain. They're both the same value, so...
Yep.
I'm going to go with resolve.
Okay.
So 2 stress. So that stays as a 2 then?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I've got one more thing.
Mm-hmm. You gotta do it again?
You got a whole extra die this time from last attempt. It'll be fine.
If Nyrix helps and I do another stress, I'll trauma out.
Yep.
So I think
Collect
what's
them.
gonna happen is
Pick
She's
yourself up off the pavement.
this is like probably a day or two later. Like she wakes up and it was probably early morning when she did this, and it's early morning, but the weather's all different, so it's been at least a day.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets up, and there's still like little arcs of electricity happening every now and then from like her fingers or her hair. And she goes to find Belle, and she says, "Could you help me become a more grounded person, by any chance?"
So where is
If
she
Bell
looking for
doesn't
Bell?
like immediately connect her with electrodes to like a pole in the ground, I'm going to be very disappointed.
So yeah,
Because-
where is Belle?
Because Bell has left the Foghounds, walks to the club,
Yep.
has like 4 hours of indulgence.
Yep.
And then signs her portion of the club over to Nora and leaves.
Wow.
Whoa!
What? What?
That is intense.
Yeah, Madame Fu comes by. Like when you show up, she's like, "We haven't. It's good to see you again, Shelly. It's been some time."
Yeah, I have not been. I've been of two minds, and I think it's been.
She's got like a little shot glass of like pop rocks and vodka that she's handed to you.
Yeah, and she takes it, and like she shoots the cups, and she like finds the person eating the living frog legs and and has a bite.
Yep.
And just like does one little bit of every little thing that is currently available on the table, and just goes through and samples everything just one more time.
And then yeah, you probably like get like you tell Madame Fu that, and she's like, "Shelly, we should discuss this in my office," and like leads you into this opulent palatial thing with a gorgeous view of the harbor and the mountains, and like it's and just, "Are you sure about this? We do enjoy having you on the board."
I enjoy being here more than I should, and I think that it's I'll be happy to come back if that's how this all ends.
Shelly, you're always welcome. And like does that like the kiss on each side of the cheeks thing, and I'm imagining like in my head like Belle just doesn't return it.
Yeah, it's mechanical. It's not like indulgent, lascivious. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
It's the sort of thing that Belle better describes her.
Yeah.
In previous mental states.
And just very well. I will call the good Miss Ashton and let her know the mixed news.
And yeah, Oracle, if you want to catch, I'm going to go ahead and roll this for my other downtime action before we go to love letters. But if you want to catch Belle, either in the club or on the way out.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel like a physical weight has lifted. Are you like not wearing your giant hat and your monocle?
I don't even have my rifle.
Oh.
I left it in the Foghound's base.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you have others, but
yeah, but that one.
They're not the rifle.
Well, the sun cannon is locked up in a trunk at the bottom of the harbor at the moment, right? Like it's where she puts it when she's afraid that something bad's going to happen to it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, so I guess I'd probably ask around to a few people and like find out, oh, you do stuff at the club, and then just.
I imagine like you're about to head out, Oracle, and Belle has just walked in the door at like your secret base under Stanley Park.
Okay.
I'm not. I don't go back to the base though. So
okay.
If you're gonna catch me, you're gonna catch me coming out of the club.
Okay.
So to speak. That sounds like flying next to a song.
I think she waits outside the club. Like she knows that's not a place for her, so she waits outside until she sees Belle. So like when Belle walks up, she says, "I don't have any right to ask for help, but if you would be willing to aid an old woman, it would be much appreciated."
What do you need, mademoiselle?
Well, I'm going to skip over the part where I messed up just a little bit, let's say. I seem to be full of electricity, for lack of a better explanation, and need it out. It's making my abilities go haywire. I'm a danger to everyone right now, and if I can't fix this, then I can't be around anyone.
I don't know the Blades in the Dark way of doing what I want to do.
Okay.
Say the thing.
Yeah, describe it.
I would like to, for lack of a better word, eat Oracle's sin. I want to take her injury, whatever it is she's trying to get rid of.
I think you can just do that. I think I will just let Belle do that.
So like Bill will listen for a minute, and then like I don't know the French way of the properly embraced, or like the kissy face thing that we were talking about earlier, like where with Madame Fu it was very like opulent and like or decadent or whatever. Like it's the way that someone would kiss their mother, or I guess just or someone that they like a teacher or something. Even though Belle has like no experience with no familiarity with Oracle, right? But Oracle's asked something of her, and so so she'll say, she'll kiss her like that, like on a cheek sort of thing, and embrace her and say, it's like we're all called to action, sort of thing. Like you said, you need to be more grounded or something.
It was a terrible attempt at a joke, due to the fact that I am full of electricity. But I think that's probably actually true. I get these lofty ideas without actually thinking about the method we have to pursue to achieve.
So there's no path too far that you can go to achieve your goals, as long as you keep your goals in sight, and do not wander off from the truth of yourself. Right.
So
do not wander so far deep beyond what you think you want from what you know you need.
So what is Belle calling on to do this? Like she does it.
No justification, right?
No, but like you do it. So tell me how, and I will just say yes, basically.
Wait, I have an idea?
Do it.
Okay. I think when you start trying to do this, I know what you're doing. Can I give her one of my attune points when she takes the stress? Her taking that in, like, it helps sort of level out my abilities, but, like, that's some sort of weird spiritual energy shit.
I mean, well, like what characteristic of Belle is allowing her to do this? Because I don't want to get into like stat eating.
Okay,
sure,
that's fair.
But like what what emotion are you leaning on here, or what like trait, or what property?
So I think the phrase. So I picked up vengeful recently, and obsessed.
Yep.
And while the idea here is that Belle's not necessarily broken, but she's like believing that she has to shed herself of all of these distractions and these problems that have been preventing her from doing this stuff, and so like she wants to give Oracle part of that freedom as well. But this isn't like the healthy sort of freeing. This is the obsessive, vengeful sort of self-flagellation version of that.
Yeah.
So like there's part of her that feels like she needs to be punished. So like guilt, I guess.
Okay.
Not like the fun, indulgent sense of punishment and guilt, but like actual, you know, I'm a fraud, and if I don't, and I need to, yeah, I don't have a better word for that.
Could I suggest a thing?
Yes.
So Belle seemed to revel and absorb other people's suffering in every other shape. And I was wondering if maybe there was like a special reason that Madame Fu really, really liked Belle. Like maybe she, I don't know, was able to do something similar to demons in terms of feeding on other people's emotions. Like all her time at the club has like allowed her to do this more than the average person would be able to.
So, like, the taking of someone else's wound and, like, Belle's single-minded nature is making me think that through whatever twist of fate or whatever, like, character motivation, etc., like, this is how Archons happen.
Oh, shit.
They have a single-minded determination and devotion to an ideal, an emotion, an expression of themselves that becomes themselves. So I mean, like, what is Belle the Archon of? At least, like, if not fully now, what is she on the track to being? Liberation?
That's a pretty good one.
Is there a word for liberation that means like destructive and bad, even if ultimately it might be a good thing?
I mean,
like revolution,
because liberation, because like your next few actions are going to be assassinating a head of state or the nearest thing thereof. So I mean, it's just. I honestly think the word is liberation.
I think that fits really well for Belle from what I've seen of her. I mean, you just liberated Oracle of her like, emotional pain, and maladies. Your whole deal with the club was liberating people in their pursuit of their own personal joy, like
abolition.
Ooh, the Archon of Abolition makes me think of Belle as John Brown, and I like that. I like that a lot. You see the beard.
Leave it there.
So I'm thinking liberation, abolition, or deliverance.
Ooh, deliverance is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yep. I think basically like you're one of those three, and the Sun Cannon is another one of those of the remaining two. Like,
yeah.
So yeah. I think like I don't know that you're there yet, but I mean that has been screaming at me this whole session, like since Belle has just been laser fucking focused.
I dig it.
You know what? I think which one it ends up being is dependent on how the assassination goes.
That's what I figured, right? We'll keep these three things on our plate, and we'll see how badly the next 3 hours shake out.
Yeah.
How bad can we fuck this up, you guys?
So dare.
But yeah, so and after Belle embraces Oracle's need for grounding, right?
Yeah.
And like in a way that she would totally, hopefully not expect, I guess. not necessarily hopefully, but like that has not given her a reason to think that Belle would have been like that, right?
Yeah.
Like, slap her maybe, right? But not like this. And then she goes and wanders off and continues on her like semi-disheveled quest. And then
I don't even think you take the harm. I literally think there's like a laying on of hands and an easing of burdens.
I think before Oracle leaves, she's gonna look at her like in the eyes for probably
Blinded.
an uncomfortable amount of time and say, "You're different. You're
Like, what does Oracle see? Like, how does she do her spooky magic that we haven't defined yet?
I think it's she doesn't see it all the time. It's one of those things you have to focus on, you know.
Well, yeah, like you open the third eye sort of thing.
Yeah. And I think where previously there was, the one vibrating strand that kind of became calm. Now she's got like a whole web coming out of her, and they're a weird color she hasn't seen before. Like these are theoretical strands. Like she's almost at a crossroads where
it's a rainbow of
a lot of fates.
It's a rainbow of colors you haven't seen before.
Yep.
Like they're colors that the human eye can't perceive.
At least the first and second ones.
Yeah.
I see ultra purple. It's no big deal. Whatever. But yeah.
How you doing, Jordan?
Leave Oracle to her thing. Or leave Belle to her thing. Also, I need to gamble before we get to the love letters.
Also, that was great, you guys. I need to hit the blackjack table.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I gotta go hit the craps real quick.
Isn't asking Belle for help kind of a gamble?
I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know
like
what's happening anymore.
yeah, like let's see that indulge vice, Oracle, and like, because I think who currently has and it didn't. ...
I had 6.
Okay, so yeah, like I think like part of the laying on of hands is just like an easing of those burdens.
Cool, like it.
This game is real good, y'all.
I have so many feelings, and we're like only an hour in.
Right?
You're not allowed to have.
We're doing downtime actions right now.
No! We haven't got to love letters. And I was already prepared to have feelings for those.
Okay. So has anyone got a downtime thing left, or are we into love letters?
I think we're into love letters.
Okay. And we can do more
I think
downtime
Belle
after
has
them.
one downtime left, just if I'm counting correctly. But yes, whatever.
Yeah,
you
we
wanna
can do more downtime after, if there's anything left.
You gonna be okay, Jordan?
No! Okay, I would like to do my love letter while I can actually still talk.
Okay.
Oh my god, okay. So, we all wrote a thing, and then we were given a thing.
See if I can actually
Nora.
bring this up on screen.
Yeah.
Yep, it's loading. There we go.
Okay. I hate that people think I'm only along for the ride to shock my parents or to make Edgar happy. And now I will show them how far I'm willing to go.
Kind of had your thunder stolen there, huh?
Yeah. Fuck. Okay, so I just want to say, before we started, I actually tried doing like serious cold voices, and you all did this, so thanks.
You ruined it. It's over now.
It's over. I might as well just do it while sobbing.
Everybody's a perfect little baby. I just want to keep on this way forever.
Nora is magically cured of her coldness somehow from like across the city.
Tempt me not.
Nora just melted, so I mean, like. Okay, the risen do not know the depth nor courage of my convictions. I will demonstrate why I alone have the mind capable of leadership. I direct my attention to, and like I have 3 options. Gray, he is an unpredictable and unacceptable risk to our plans. I shall solve the mystery of the Archon of Shadow and destroy him in one fell swoop. Emily Komorebi Colt. Her apparent immortality could be a powerful tool against the state. And she is one of us. Mikhail and his mysterious benefactor. The jobs offered to us lately are, at best, an awkward fit for our skill set, and at worst, a distraction from our truer purpose. It behooves me to practice interrogation on someone weak to start, and Mikhail is fragile. So, I really loved all these options, but I was thinking of what Nora's mindset would be while looking at these. She would go after Gray first, partially because, one, he has a history of fucking over her man. The Badgers kept coming to bother the Foghounds, and she had said that, she wanted to, she would take this job, get it done for Edgar, and he slipped out through her fingers because she traumatized out. Also, I mean, so Nora's cold. Nora wants to prove she's not just doing it to make Edgar happy, but that's still like an important thing for her at the same time. Yeah. And Edgar took Harker's death really, really hard. And it's Gray's fault that he was in that situation to begin with.
Yeah, I mean, he had him captured in his compound. Yeah. In a notoriously vampire squishable cell.
Yeah. Also, so how I actually came to that decision is, in her mind, Como's not going anywhere. Como is still available. She can come back to her later. She's not something that needs to be resolved right this second. Yeah. And Mikhail, has been, as far as Nora knows, more than happy with the results that she's delivered. So he has no reason to be suspicious of her yet. She hasn't voiced this concern to anyone in the group yet. So she's keeping that to herself, and she wants to focus on Gray first. That, and he has such a history of his organization keeps fucking up whenever they run into him or run into them, that she finds it quite embarrassing that he gets to call himself an Archon. So he's not worthy of that title anymore, in her opinion.
Gotta make room for the newcomer. Yeah. Cool.
So yeah.
So yeah, tell me what you're doing here. What action is going to lead to solving the mystery of the Archon of Shadow and destroying him?
So, Jack just said he wants a piece of that dude?
Yep.
Holy shit. For you to manipulate Jack into a position to draw that dude out and get fucked up right after Bill finished stitching him up.
Maybe, but...
I mean, so, this is supposed to be each of you, I'm assuming this is each of you taking, a week or so to plan and execute this thing.
Yeah.
Because I asked each of you, basically, what is your character's biggest immediate goal? And I want to say that Nora swung for the fences. So, I mean, yeah, she is going to use her horrifying, cold mastermind to just efficiently solve some problem. And so, I mean, if that's hiring a couple mercenaries and getting Jack in a position where they can, draw out the Archon, you tell me what happens. What action are you taking to set up Gray's death?
So I've bribed a couple of people, and I've had Jack go along, kind of as bait, because Jack definitely made himself known at the compound. But the skill I'm going to be using is Prowl, because Nora thinks she would be a better fit for the Archon of Shadow, and I've got so much Prowl right now. I want to be the new Archon.
Archon of Shadow Broker.
Yes.
So do all of us need to decide what Archon we're aiming for tonight? Is that the session?
I'm the Archon of Time.
Some kind of time lady.
I'm the Archon of feelings. Yeah, so I want to I don't know, bribe some guards, maybe kind of some people that were going to join the new Badgers and have them
he's recruiting.
Yeah. Have Jack kind of blend in with them, follow them, go to wherever the recruiting is happening. In a way that he thinks, it's like me and all these people I'm hiring versus just Jack.
Mm-hmm.
But Nora wants to, like, while he thinks he's, like, surrounded by friends, kill him.
Okay. And I mean,
with his guard down.
So if you've bribed the room full of people, like the room full of prospects, that sounds like consort.
Fuck.
If you've already done it and it's a fait accompli, then like tell me how prowl works into this. But like just
chandelier for him to come in.
Like but the plan as is sounds like you're just doing the consort thing. But if you're going to prowl,
no, Nora's also blending in, but like Jack's probably like kind of being the obvious person to have the attention on.
If you're going to be the person holding the knife slick with his blood, then it's prowl.
Yeah, that is in fact what Nora's gonna do.
Okay.
I just wanted to have him think that, like, not attention on Nora, but on Jack.
He walks in and I challenge, and then shit goes bad.
You pull off like your shitty fake badger mask.
Yeah.
So, does Jack know Nora's in the room?
I probably told him.
Okay. So, like let's act this scene out.
Okay.
Gray walks into the room, and he like has his shitty Batman voice on. Is this it? Is this all? Is this the best that... All right. I can work with this. And he like starts walking up, and I'm assuming Jack is like front right of the column.
Yeah, like I'll at some sort of like unheard cue, like all these faceless goons sort of part back from Jack, and Jack pulls out the saber.
Yep.
And haha, we meet again, and makes some like awkward slashes in the air.
Yeah, and like this fucker just like melts. Like he's not there anymore.
Oh god damn it.
Like he is the Archon of Shadow. And so like he's going to reappear like behind, like in your own shadow. Because he's exactly that theatrical fucker. He's got a blade to your throat, and he's like, "Kid, you shouldn't have come at me alone."
I would like to say a thing as I stab him.
Please do. Please definitely do. Do that thing. Yes.
He didn't.
Roll prowl.
Okay. Jack, do you want to assist me in this?
Well, here's the deal. I'm looking for the list of traumas because I am one stress. I'm one stress from traumaing out. I could do. I mean, okay. So here's the thing. I want to look up obsessed.
Yep.
Right. Because this is a guy that's on Jack's list. We introduced this dude because Jack was on it. And Jack just got back from being like almost dead, and it's like, I'm gonna go challenge a fucking Archon. Let's do this thing. So I feel like if I trauma out too obsessed, that sort of makes sense right now in this.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's probably how I even got Jack to help me. I told him, "Hey, you want to take on an Archon? You did so well at the."
I mean,
Melver's
dead.
I did some breathing exercises and access my rage, and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I will spin the stress, I will trauma out, and I will take that one right there.
So,
this is controlled.
Okay.
because he
Standard.
has no idea. Standard.
Yeah.
Actually, great effect. He's
Yeah.
cocksure, and he has just used his magic bullshit.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta wait for his cooldown.
I'm going to spend some stress to push myself too.
Well, and he does the like bullshit Reaper thing,
Yeah.
where like his knife is just like some more shadow that he manifests.
Mhm.
So yeah, you stab the fucker.
Mhm.
He gets you back.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a level 2 harm.
Yep.
Like
Shadowed.
I'd like to resist with armor.
done. He's still like there's still a nick,
Yeah.
and like it's just like there's just like inky blackness that you don't feel,
Yeah.
but it's just like this little wound that like isn't actually a wound. And you I mean, how do you kill him?
With a knife.
So as he stabs me, I'm just staring him down as I drive the knife deeper into his chest.
Do you like pull yourself in on the knife a
Yeah.
little bit?
Like I probably even okay, actually so it was in his back. I'm probably even like kind of smirking at him because I know that I'm gonna walk away from this and he's not. So Nora probably like even has like her arms sliding up around his neck and stuff as you know, she just like kind of pushes his face back a bit.
Yeah, he doesn't like he's bleeding out. He's losing a lot of strength. I'm imagining like to really seal the deal, like you straddle him and choke the life from him.
Yeah.
While he's bleeding out.
Yeah.
And like between strained breaths, he's like, I had the same. And then just nothing. He's dead.
Yeah. Is there a knife after he dies?
No, it's all gone. He doesn't even leave a shadow. But maybe you get the knife later.
Yeah. I'd probably say something like, before he goes, that he was only a shade of what he used to be.
Yeah, it doesn't register. He's not.
Yeah.
But that's
Mostly
actually
saying
what
that to
causes
myself.
Jack's one stress.
That joke was so bad. Look out, she bird. It's gonna be
You're
like,
cutting in and out.
okay, you can leave now. It's over.
Yeah, and everybody files out of the room. And like they seem unsteady and no one like you're used to people like giving you this look, Jack, but like it's on Scarlet. And people like seem to be afraid to turn away from her or take their eyes off of her.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah.
Do you
That's-
like feel different?
I mean, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll say not yet because that's nice and ominous.
Okay. Well, I am probably going to straighten and dust off, you know, my disguise, I guess, because I was also disguised as a recruit.
Yeah, like my mental image was
Yeah,
the
we
Chi
should
blocker
just
uniform.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna walk out into the alleyway. I'm not even gonna wait for Jack.
And
I
I'm-
probably don't even thank him.
Well, it's just like the two hands are each stripping off a piece of costume and just leaving it in a heap.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I am probably trembling like a little bit just from like the adrenaline.
Like when Belle was ordering you around, your
Mhm.
hands didn't shake.
Yeah.
But we get like a close up of your hand shaking a little bit, and then you just like do the Arthur fist clench,
Yeah.
and it stops.
Cool.
So yeah, good job, Nora.
Yay.
Well done.
You've successfully did the thing.
now I get to have 2 for 2 on, well, 3 for 3 on professional ladies becoming murder queens.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So that's my love letter.
Anyone want to go next?
I can.
Sure.
The hard act to follow.
I mean, that's normal for Jordan. Let's be fair here.
Yeah. So, my thing that I wrote was, I feel like a burden and I'm the butt of jokes. I will show the Risen that I have useful abilities both magically and socially. So my little love letter, it says, the Risen are frequently featured in the news, and much of the city is covered in wanted posters. My 3 options are: propaganda can serve other masters than the state. I will spread the word of our good deeds. Talk is hollow and cheap. I will be the good I wish to see in the world, and the people will respond in kind. And the arcane is possibly the most useful skill I have, and certainly the most versatile. I will find us allies who also wield power.
Cool.
That's good. Kind of want to do the last one. Find allies who wield power.
Cool.
Well, we can't do the first one because we don't have any good deeds yet, so...
I imagine you're actually helping between missions in some fashion, but yeah, we haven't got that on camera yet.
Jack runs a kitchen in between getting stabbed. That's how that works.
Yep.
It really hurts your street cred if they see you doing the good act.
And I mean, Nora makes scarves for all the orphaned old ladies that are still alive.
It's just one scarf, so nobody can get lost either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oracle
Super
actually
long.
runs the orphanarium.
So for that, I kind of figured Oracle would probably try to put out some sort of like magical feelers. So my ghost mind ability says I'm always aware of supernatural entities in my presence. So I figured I could maybe slowly begin.
Well, do you see that the section of the map called Kitsilano? I'll ping it. Boing.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. There's some fuck off ritual going on there.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm gonna.
And it's not like the spooky bad version of magic. Like it has like a feeling of purity to it.
Mm-hmm. We could use something like that. Yeah, I'd try to see if I can pinpoint where it is and go check it out.
Yeah, I mean, the closer you get, the more it acts like a homing beacon.
Mm-hmm. So, am I able to like spy on whatever's happening, or is it kind of out in the open, or what's?
So I mean, it's there's like a big sort of commune here, like all along the water, and the rest of it like in this area. Let me just get doop. So like this whole big park here, basically, and even into the water. It's like on a beach. There's sort of like some tall grass and like a bit of forest in the area as well. And it's sort of just like a bunch of different. It's parts of the city untouched by civilization almost, except there's people living on it in rough tents, and there's a few like bunk houses sort of adjacent to the major street nearby.
Yeah.
In like modern parlance, it'd be a bunch of fucking hippies. But basically druids live there. And they are putting a lot of time and energy into something. And Oracle wasn't around when you rescued. What was her name? Let me find my notes. Do you remember that druid you rescued? Let me dig up.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't remember her name, but yeah.
It was Sarah. Oh, but I got the number wrong. Sarah of the Sixth Moon.
Mm.
And there's also another person that you don't recognize, but like the camera lingers on these two people. And the audience recognizes them. So there's Sarah of the Sixth Moon, and I have to check his name now.
Her apprentice / ward.
No,
No.
you never gave him a last name. It's Edgar, aka Crow.
Oh.
She has never met him, huh?
Nope.
No, but she saw him sword fight in the tree.
Yes, actually, yeah. So you do recognize, yeah, he's a handsome young man, starting to go prematurely gray.
Yep.
And I think he would remember you.
Yeah.
Because he would. I don't think Edgar ever forgets a face.
No. Also, he was listening when she was talking about the dead people at the base. And that made him leave like 10 minutes later. Like, he didn't want to be too obvious, but he did not like all the angry
Also,
whispering.
I just remembered I got to see every single death that was inflicted by the Foghound. So whether he caused them or not, I'm pretty sure Edgar was in some of those scenes.
Oh,
So
yes.
he definitely killed a bunch of people.
So I think when she first sees him, there's like this little, it's like these waves of like fear and anger kind of conflicting.
Mm-hmm.
And she kind of clenches her fists and then, that wasn't me. That was another life. That was another time. Good evening, young man. Do you remember me by any chance?
I think he probably, like, is startled and goes through a similar sort of thing. But take it away, Jordan, if you'd like.
First, he's going to like open his mouth like he's about to say something, thinks better of it, and then he's just like, yes, what can I do for you?
Are you with this group of magicians or group of people?
He's gonna cast a sidelong glance at Sarah, like wondering if
she's gonna step in at that point. She actually, like, overly familiarly puts an arm around your shoulder if you don't flinch. Oracle.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Okay, and I mean, she seems to be also a woman of a particular age and aging gracefully, incredibly so. Maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's moon bullshit.
Or both.
Yeah. And like you get like that sort of game recognized game. And like, yeah, she's swinging some magical power there.
Yeah.
And she says, it is good to meet another with the gift. And you can hear the capital on the G.
I would say there's not enough of us, but I feel like few would understand how to control their abilities. So perhaps that's for the best.
That is in fact why we are here. We call ourselves the Wherefore and the Why, for we seek to understand both. And we find our studies of late hampered with, and like gestures up with an open hand, in a way that can only mean the missing moon.
That has made things problematic. It's made my abilities a bit more unpredictable, and sort of awoken new ones, which is strange to discover in the midst of heated situations.
All of us find ourselves in strange times, and the natural order, the way things should be, has been upset. My group and I are seeking to right that imbalance.
Some associates of mine, I've only been with them for a brief time, but they're they're people with hearts and minds in the right place. They've set themselves to a mission that I feel is a noble one, and one that we could always use assistance with. So I guess before we go further, what are your thoughts on the current administration, let's say?
She spits. That's probably the least elegant thing she has ever done in her life.
I knew I was gonna like you guys. Would you care for a drink? I've got. Hold on, and she's got.
I think the two of you go and do like the exact same motion, but like on opposite sides. So like you stick your right hand onto the left side of your body to go for a flask, and she does left to right side.
Nice.
And she's.
What's your preferred poison?
Schnapps. This one is peach.
Ooh, excellent. I'm a fan of rye lately.
Edgar would probably pull something out as both of them do that.
Oh yeah, and like a full bottle.
Yeah.
Like these are like 4-ounce flasks or something that the
ladies have.
I was gonna say hexagenarians.
Nice. Is your magical ability large pockets?
Edgar is probably going to like just wink and not say anything else beyond that. I mean, that was a thing that I definitely had him do because like I had Nora so insane pockets in his stuff before. But yeah, no, Edgar's probably just gonna like respectfully not really say a lot himself.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I mean, like, there's probably some people who could use your expertise around here as well.
Yeah.
And Sarah's inducting and getting to know, and she introduces herself. Hi, I'm Sarah, and like extends a hand.
Let's go with Oracle, and shakes Sarah's hand.
Very well, Oracle. And like goes to do the thing where like she's going to give you a drink from her flask if you give her like so like at the same time. Yeah.
Afterwards she's like, I don't trust anyone who is greedy with what they have. So
I believe you will, and like you can see there's people like this is basically like a hippie commune. Like people are working incredibly in concert. Like it's a little chaotic. There's not like Sarah seems to be the closest thing to leadership, but you can't imagine her really using a stern voice. So like it's self-directed, but it's harmonious. It's probably the best word for it.
So I think like probably the last part of the scene would be Oracle saying, have you heard of a group called The Risen?
She like gasps a little bit. She's, from what I've heard, and do forgive me for, let's say, believing everything I read, they are a very violent group, and of late have primarily been stymieing one organization, but not anything that the state relies on.
They have had to
and she definitely like cocks an eyebrow at that.
There's been a slight issue with the work that's been offered. Prerequisites, let's say, before more information is given that can lead to more lucrative targets. In the future, things will hopefully be further on track as far as derailing the antagonistic government officials, let's say. And when the time comes, I would like to know if we could call on, if not your group, if we could call on you for aid.
I cannot guarantee presence. I can guarantee assistance and safe harbor, but my work here is important, and at the very least, I would need some kind of quid pro quo.
Of course. I have a new thing I've picked up. If I can teach it to you, perhaps we can have sort of a let's call it a quick assistance call. And Oracle's going to make the hand that doesn't have the flask in it glow, and she's going to hold it out and like try to put it on Sarah's free hand.
She recoils at first and then relaxes. Mostly just because, like, out of shock, like, she's gonna return the gesture. Like, she's on a higher level.
Yeah. So, I've been mostly dealing with theoreticals, and I can get into some other experiments later, but I feel like if we mark each other with spirit energy, only those who are attuned to such things could probably see it, but I'm sure there'd be some way to activate it from a distance so that you would know we needed you, or vice versa.
You're giving her a pager.
Sort of.
And she's gonna just, like, again, my child, like, I can offer safe harbor and some assistance, but we have our own project that we are attempting here. Mechanically, like, I mean, either make a roll, or, like, she's gonna need something first. And I mean, like, you're going to get her on side. Like, that's a foregone conclusion. You have made a new friend. Just, like, she can't, like, she's got shit to do.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
they have a 20 segment clock they're working.
Boof. I think she's gonna say, I completely understand. We're all busy trying to uproot these vile and corrupted trees, let's say. If there's ever a time where I can help, please let me know. I'll try and come by every now and then, just to show that this isn't a one-sided friendship.
We can always use the gifted. So assistance is always welcome.
I look forward to dealing with you in the future.
Let's actually make that clock visible, which is these buttons. Yeah.
That's not 20.
No, it's not, but they've already done 10 of it.
Oh, okay.
And...
Oh, you actually have to ask that out loud.
I want to be a shit. Does Edgar sense any lying from anyone in this conversation?
I mean, Oracle.
I don't think she lied about.
No, I'm just easy about the
I'm mostly being a shit.
Sarah has been truthful.
Okay.
She hasn't told any out-and-out lies. She's definitely, like, guarding a few things, but Edgar probably already knows them.
Yeah.
She, like, I want to make some sort of little comment about, oh, your fiance says hi. A lie. Fiance doesn't know I'm here.
Yeah, your fiance is off murdering the Archon of Shadow and says hi.
Have you checked in on your fiance lately?
It's a good way to get stabbed.
You may... She has lofty goals, and will need our help.
Yeah, I think Edgar already knew that. He'll probably say as much, but like smile politely, sort of thing. God, I wanted to make some spirit whisperer joke, but I got nothing.
Okay. Are we good to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I'm assuming Jack at this point, and then we can do Belle last. Just because that seems dramatically appropriate.
Indeed.
You there? Are you there, Jack?
Zach, can you hear us?
Zach, come back. Oh, shit.
I think he's refreshing Discord at this point.
Yeah. Here we go. Jack?
Yeah, sorry, I'm having some weird audio stuff going on.
Okay.
For now, so okay. Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
So what I figured I would do, now that I don't have any stress,
Mm-hmm.
super exciting. What I want to do is I'm going after. Let me read my love letter here. So is I hate the people who killed my family and stole my future, so I will become their worst nightmare before I kill them and take their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Your leads and investigations have led you towards 3 targets. They move in different circles of life, and to your knowledge, have all been in the same place in the same time only once. They are Albin Scott, dealer of fine moon-touched wares. He was a friend of the family. You were good friends with his eldest child. Betrayal of this kind can never be repaid fully. You will pay it back piece by piece. Janessa Rain, a woman of leisure who married a local politician, an enigma. She has made dozens of appearances at social gatherings, but never hosted. You'd never heard of her before the night you lost everything. And Elizabeth Long, a voyager, trapper, and guide. She spent much of her time outside the city in the untamed northern forests and mountains. She has missed 3 appointments in the last week and canceled her latest contract. Cutting the spraying cord may be a mercy. Well, the last one is pretty intriguing. I want to know what a trapper has to do with taking all my stuff. I want to go after Janessa Rain this time. I want to go after the socialite.
Cool.
And what I want to mix in I was going to do my luxury vice by basically picking through her and her husband's closets on the way in.
Okay.
But instead, I think I want to train my class skill as part of my downtime action here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna spend a coin to get a couple of class experience, sneaking in, and then we'll see where the night goes.
Cool. So I mean, yeah. So you're what's the plan?
Well, she's a socialite I don't know much about, but I do know where she lives. I assume.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I would do the normal Jack routine. We're going to find the joint,
Mm-hmm.
sneak in,
Mm-hmm.
probably through a second-story window.
Yep.
Essentially lie in wait.
Okay. So I mean, you break in, through the second story, and the place is just unsettling. I was kind of really hoping you'd pick Janessa Rain. Yeah, so you break in and everything's just subtly off or wrong.
Okay.
Getting a lot of clicking out of Aaron. 1 sec.
Clicking?
Yeah, like angry typing.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, you break in the second story. Everything's kind of wrong, and it's what time? I'm assuming it's past dark, 1 a.m. sort of thing.
Jack is active mostly after dark. He's nocturnal.
Okay, yeah. So you sneak into the master bedroom. Her husband is fast asleep, but she's not in bed.
Okay.
And stalking through the house, you eventually find a light on in the cellar.
Oh, great. That's always where good stuff happens, is in the cellar.
Mhm.
Um, I will. Is there anybody in this house besides her? And do they have servants that are milling around? Do they
I
have
mean, there's
security?
like they're sufficiently money that they would have like maids or
Okay.
butlers or both. But they don't sleep on the premises, so far as you can tell. They live downtown, so they don't have a huge quantity of space.
Okay.
But they do have like a cellar through the kitchen. And it's like rough earth or whatever you called it. Like it's not finished. So there's like a rough like laddery staircase leading into the basement.
All right. I would, as stealthily as possible, make my way down this, keeping an eye out for all the normal things that you would expect to come out of a rough-hewn basement at night.
Yeah, and I mean, like, it's silent. The air is still. And like there's, I mean, what you'd expect to find down here, like there's a room just kept cold that has like cured meats in it. Off to another side, there's
Meat basement.
there's an area that has like all of the wine, like it's their wine cellar. And that's when stuff starts to get just like weird. Like there's like drawings on the wall, like rough paintings in what appears to be blood. There's like wax drippings from candles. There's pages and papers strewn about with no writing on the surface.
Okay.
And just like a deep ritual circle that you find Janesta Rain apparently passed out in the center of.
That's super exciting. Is this place lit by like torches and sconces or candles or
Just the candles all around her, and they seem to be producing too much light. Like it looks well lit down here.
Okay. So Jack's not gonna have any idea what he's looking at. This is sufficiently creepy. And she doesn't like look like she's awake.
She appears to be utterly catatonic.
Interesting. I will look around the room for other things that might hurt me, other people. And then if those are not in evidence, I will sort of poke at her with my sword.
Yeah, I mean, like,
Boink boink.
yeah, like she bleeds a little bit.
Okay.
But it's not red.
Okay.
It's like this viscous green goo.
Okay, that seems awesome.
And it doesn't really seem to slow.
Okay, so it's just like pooling in the circle.
Yeah, and like a bit of it drips off the tip of your sword, hits the candle, and just goes off like a small firework.
Good. She's super flammable. I love it. Well, the Jack thing to do is stab her and light the place on fire.
That checks out.
I'm really trying to come up with a reason not to just do that.
There might be nice clothes here.
But why?
You all ask why. Jack asks why not.
It's true. Hurting her right now. Yeah, so I will. She's not like, even after she's bleeding, she's just like laying in the circle.
She's about to wake up, basically, as you draw your sword back. She's going to wake up. Say something, and then I'm assuming you execute her.
Yeah, no, let's go with that sequence of events. That sounds great.
Yeah. So right as like your elbow comes back and you're like preparing the strike, this coup de grace. Excuse me. Yeah, she like sits bolt upright. Her eyes, like her head rotates in a natural quantity, like 270 degrees. Like it would have been easier and probably natural to go the other way, but like 270 degrees around, and like the eyes aren't looking straight, like they're off in different directions, and she just stares straight, like, yeah. But her wrong eyes look, or her face faces you, but her eyes are looking elsewhere, sort of thing. And she just says, it is too late for you to stop us.
Yeah, I'll stab her. Jack doesn't know what he's supposed to be trying to stop. He's just trying to get back what's his. So, yeah.
All three of them would have gone in very different directions.
I imagine. All right, so I'll stab, and then I will make my way out, probably taking like whatever nice things I can sort of fit under my coat on the way out.
Yeah, like a couple nice bottles of wine you saw.
Yeah. Yeah, I will also grab a handful of papers, like if there's a stack of anything that looks like it might have information.
Nice.
Just to sort of try to keep the
there's
going here.
There's like a book that appears to have been referenced frequently, but it has no writing that you can detect on it.
Okay.
And it's apparently bound in some kind of flesh.
That seems like exactly the kind of thing I want to walk out of a haunted basement with. Great. Okay. Yeah. Jack might be checking in with, I don't know, Oracle or someone who knows things about things. Okay.
Belle might have capital O opinions about this stuff too.
Great. I love Belle's opinions. They usually end up with me shot.
Cool. All right. And last but certainly not least, the woman of the hour, by all accounts.
By popular vote.
So I go turn myself in.
Okay. Oh, are you doing the top one for your thing, or is it something else?
So, Belle, I believe the state must fall. I will find and ransom the governor's daughter. Stephanie's cagey prey and very difficult to track. My three options are: 1, therefore I allowed her to find and capture me, or so she thinks. Subterfuge isn't my strong suit, but I may be able to learn more about the operations of government in town. 2, sent her an invitation to meet a Neurastian defector at Club Le Havre. I do not think Madame Faux, I don't know, I don't French well.
Leave her.
I don't think
Functionally.
Madame Faux would mind as long as I clean up afterwards. Or 3, get her where she lives, hard with a crew of combat-ready rebels from
Les Enragés.
Les Enragés. Les Enragés. They could use the experience, and I could use the additional eyes, ears, and bodies. So I'm torn because, on one hand, I just boosted my Tinker, and it would be mechanically best to like sneak into her household and like kidnap her there or whatever it is that I'm going to do. But like strictly following my options here, like I'd like to know where she is. Like no, I think that's pretty amazing. So can I turn myself in by breaking into her house and like waiting for her in her room?
Yeah. So I mean, you're like, set the scene. What does she see when she walks in?
So, did we ever figure out like where she lives? Because we were having a really hard time finding her.
She's gonna live in like the Mount Pleasant area. It's not the nicest, and certainly not where you'd expect to find a governor's daughter.
And our belief here is that if I can kidnap her, I can help perform a revolution by
so
what?
my understanding, or my suggestion, I suppose, was basically you kidnap her, you make a grandiose statement, basically saying to the governor, because he does care for her, basically saying to the governor, listen, I have the only thing in the world that you seem to value more than your post. So I will trade her for you, and then you can shoot him.
Okay,
Or,
good. That's basically my plan.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was going to go for.
Cool.
So is it one too many steps to get myself captured in order to do that? Can I just try to break in undetected and abduct her from her household underneath her guards' noses and like use that as a statement?
I mean, yeah, I mean that's sufficient statement of having the daughter. You'll just need to communicate to Lord Hiram Dunbar, Lord in her absence, etc., etc., that you have Stephanie. But beyond that, where did I?
Or is it more of a statement to like show up and turn myself in and have like a conversation with her and then break out of my locks and capture her?
I mean, you tell me what you want to do. Going in with force is like a big angry fuck you. Letting her I mean, I'm figuring if you show up in her apartment and like you've already handcuffed yourself, that would basically mechanically be or functionally be the first one. Be like, hey, I want to surrender and I don't trust, the local cops. Is how I'm imagining that going. But yeah, you tell me. You've come up with some good shit so far this session, so
let's see. I had come up with something in my head, and now I am totally second guessing myself. Yeah, I think that I'd like to do the third one, but alone.
Okay.
I think.
Nice. Yeah.
And not violent, but stealthily.
Okay.
So I want to go to the part where like we know where she lives, or we figured it out at this point.
Mm-hmm. Do you get that intel from Les Enragés, or do you get that from a different source?
Les Enragés. Like, so the whole thought process. Yeah. So it's really the first. Like, I show up, I meet the crew,
Mm-hmm.
the thugs, the ready rebels.
Mm-hmm.
They're all ready to go. They got the blacked out face paint and the musket sort of things, whatever.
Yep.
And they've got French ballads of revolution on their lips, and I get the information from them, and I say, okay, let's go over here and get ready. And then I do the same thing to them that I did to the Risen a little while ago. Is I just leave.
Yeah.
Right. I get the information and I leave. And instead of storming the Bastille, right, I slip in. I find like a nearby building, and I hoof my way across, like leaping across in the night, like dramatically.
Mm-hmm.
I break in through the security and the guards and stuff, and make my way to where this person is going to be.
Okay.
Stephanie, I believe.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, you've got set up. She keeps irregular hours because she tends to work nights. For the Northwest Mounted Police. And so yeah, like it's the mid-afternoon. She appears to just be eating breakfast at her table, and from experience that she is incredibly quick to react to things. The only person you have seen move as quick is Sly.
So I'd like to enter like by kicking in the door and like drawing a gun at her, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That'll work.
Although that leads to screaming and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, so what's my
And knives flying at you.
right? Right. So instead, like, I'd like to enter with
You can knock on the
a
door.
gun at the back of her head, sort of thing. Oh, I can knock on the door. Yeah. Yeah, I'll knock at the door, and then have a gun in her face when she opens.
Okay.
But
So yeah,
not
she
mine,
like peers
a gun
through
that
the
I
eye
lifted
hole.
from a guard that I killed earlier.
So yeah, she peers through the eye hole.
Hold the guard up.
And like, yeah, the door slams open. There's a knife drawn. Oh my God, Piotr, what happened to you? And then what happens?
So yeah, the pistol, in her face, and like, the very aggressive sort of push forward thing, and close the door behind you, and just like softly.
Well,
No
do you
words,
have
no
like the
words.
corpse of Piotr like pushed up against her?
Yeah, and then like, push it in, push everybody around so that I can shut the door behind us.
Yeah.
With the corpse of the person between the two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
and,
she's like apparently been, I don't know if trained for this is the right word, but like she's just like, okay, yes, whatever you say. And she
So
definitely
not here
still
for you.
has a knife in hand, and she's apparently not afraid to use it.
That's fair. So yeah, I'm not here for you. You're just a pawn. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I have to. But you're going to lead me to your father. Or mother. Mother's the governor, right?
Father.
Father? Okay, yeah.
I think the knife flashes up to her own neck.
I shoot the knife.
Nice. Yeah. There's a loud gunshot. The knife goes flying across the room and like, lands elsewhere. And she just looks shocked.
Okay. I wasn't super clear before. I am capable of incredible violence. I don't want to do that to you. But sending your fingers and then your ears and then your eyes one at a time to your father will have the same effect, but we would keep you more lovely and more intact this way.
And she's got like tears in her eyes, because she knows you mean to kill her father. And she's done the best she could to prevent that from happening. So at this point, she's just going to put out her wrists so you can handcuff her. And she hasn't honored you with like a word yet. Actually, she looks at you with like those tears in her eyes and the strawberry blonde hair, and some freckles, and she says, "Can I say a quick prayer?" And like very slightly inclines her head towards Piotr.
What's the religion here is?
The ecstasy of the flesh.
Right, and they are, I believe I am violently opposed to them.
Probably. They are an official like state organ.
Right, I slap her.
Okay. And yeah, she takes it and she just like looks back at you, and like the tears in like one eye are gone because you smacked that side of her face, and they're slightly stronger in the other one because of the pain, but she's not betraying it anywhere else.
Good. It's better if you're able to stomach this. It'll be easier for you to deal with what's to come.
A no would have sufficed.
No's would have sufficed very many things before this point, but you and yours were not content to take a no from the natives, to listen to the cries of the people, and this is how it is. This is how it always ends with the ruling class when they refuse to listen to the common folks. So we bring it all down, if not with words and with deeds.
She rolls her eyes.
I don't need both your eyes.
Very well. I've surrendered.
Great. When is the next time you're going to meet your father, or how do you usually contact him?
I've sent him a letter. We meet every other Sunday for church and then lunch.
Excellent.
And like
So,
this is a person who, like, every word she is selling her soul. She feels.
what is her role? She says she's part of the Minor Police. You said,
Yeah.
the Blue Police.
Yep. Yeah, she's. I mean, they're sort of like the more elite police. But she is effectively like one of the lower rungs there.
Sure, but she's still part of the Gestapo in my eyes, effectively.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Right.
She is a jackbooted thug in your eyes and has probably killed a few people.
Right. I am no stranger to violence.
Mm-hmm.
So please understand that when I say this to you, I do not mean it from a position of callousness, but truth. In that the tears you cry now are nothing compared to the tears that you shed from widowed. I can't remember if it's widowers or widowed women, orphan children, and the cries of the native soil as you run roughshod across them.
And you Neustrians, when you came here first, you were just, you were kind.
I don't know what we did when we came here first. What was that?
No. No, you were not kind or just.
Yeah.
It's same shit, different ruler, generally. It's just here both Neustrians and natives are on the bottom, functionally.
Yeah, well, two wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah,
And,
so...
and if this doesn't change things, then we'll be happily condemned to, I guess, unhappily condemned to an endless cycle of blood, one revolution over another, until there's none left. But cold, bloody soil.
Might I know your name?
I need something clever for this. I don't have anything clever for clear as a bell sort of thing, but
Okay.
yeah, just or like
basically, she wants to know who she has to track down and obsessively murder after this.
sure, but the is there like a French embodiment of justice, like the Lady Justice sort of thing?
Funny you should ask that. Quite literally, the ruler of the French Republic, is like, or the Neustrian Republic, is a cabal just known as the people. Like, you get elected to be one of the people.
Yeah.
So you could just say, I am an agent of the people.
All right, I am just the people, right?
Yeah. Yeah, no, and it's
I'm the people.
it's very much that, like, no, I'm Socrates sort
Right.
of thing.
Yeah, I'm the people, right? And then I'll you can't actually knock people unconscious in real life and not have them die.
No,
so,
but you
know,
can in
I'll-
Blades.
Okay, then yeah, knock her out, gag her, bag her to the head, sort of thing.
Yep.
And escape with like a note on the table that says, like when you go to church on Sunday, whenever the next is supposed to meet, like the information I just got from her,
Yep.
I'll be there.
Well, it's just, yeah. Or something like, keep me in your prayers.
Yeah. But like obviously that I'll give her back to you on church or
Mhm.
at church the time that you were supposed to meet them again.
Okay.
We'll return just same place, same time. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Awesome. Okay. Well, that happened. Let me just edit your love letter.
This is not how I thought this session would go at all.
Nope. I said it in chat earlier.
feelings.
I said it in chat earlier, but I really didn't expect this season to wrap so quickly.
I have so many feelings, guys.
That's how I know I'm doing my job well. Yeah, so we're 2.25 hours in, and we got through downtime, everyone.
Do we want to like call it here and then next time get into something that's not downtime?
I was gonna say that we can do the plan, and then we can start next session with the fortune roll or whatever.
Sure.
Because I think the job is obvious.
Hijack a truck of Pokemon cards.
Yeah. I think the job is assassinate Lord Hiram Dunbar, Lord in her absence,
Jesus.
next Sunday at church.
Oh my god. Oh no. Oh, we finally get to do something at
Zach,
church
you're
as a
muted.
group.
Maybe reconnect Discord. But he
What
can
have
hear
you
me
done?
apparently. Anyways. Did I mute Zach locally? Nope. And he's coming
I've
on.
seen his thing lighting up, but I don't hear him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a Control F5 Discord, I think. But yeah, what's the that seems like the obvious score to me.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Well, so Belle shows up after being. I hear you, Zach.
Yep, we hear you,
Hi,
Zach.
Zach. No, but he can't hear us because he took his headphones off.
Cool. I just
Thunderstorm.
muted Zach in Discord because that was very loud.
Well, yeah.
Bring it back.
Welcome back.
Hello?
Oh no, we were able to hear you a second ago when you took your headphones off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Anyways.
so I figure I show back up with at the hideout after being gone, and like drop Stephanie here and like pull off the bag.
Yeah.
Damn it. Sorry.
I can hear Oracle giggle or hiccuping, but that's it.
Mm-hmm. Can you hear me still? No?
I can hear everybody, but thought I heard Zach, but I don't hear him.
Okay, did you hear Andrew talk just now? Andrew say something?
Something?
Did you hear that?
Test.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Mike, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear everybody. Okay.
Okay. So you can hear me
Zach.
right now. Anyways.
Zach,
I hear
can you hear us?
static.
You're
Oh
distant.
shit. Yeah.
No, I can
No,
I can hear you.
hear
You're
you.
distant though.
Think you're on the wrong mic.
Oh, how about now? Better?
No.
No, I think it's your beard, Mike.
There's something by your beard. Check that. No, to your left. You just slapped it. It was loud. It's a
The-
cable, not
The
in your
earbud
beard.
mic? Yeah. The little white thing by your...
I wish you could see us like we see you.
Oh,
Speaking to
no, that's
that,
not near my mic. That's just a piece of plastic.
No, that's a mic.
That's your
Yeah.
microphone, apparently.
Microphone?
Yes.
Yep.
No,
Microphone.
Yes.
I
and you're
didn't hear
coming through
that.
loud and
That
clear.
is the
Put it in.
weirdest shit because these did not say they were microphones. Okay. I don't know. I'll gotta work on this. My headset does not want to work with my computer anymore, so
Okay.
I'll mess with it overnight.
That is a real fuzzy mic.
Yeah, it's not good.
Well, it sounds like it's a magic tube that just appeared in his beard. He's doing what he can, Andrew.
Fair.
He's speaking from Mike and Ike.
Yeah. So what you're saying is Zach is an orc from 40K. Anyways.
Basically.
So, Oracle, you asked a question in chat, which I shouldn't be reading, but is Como back? Como is back if you want to play her.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean, if Como's back, it's filled with butts. What do you think?
Well, I mean, for one, she has a new trauma from that incarceration role.
oh yeah,
Uh,
I never
Oh.
picked that.
can I ask a question?
Mhm.
What is that? Probably nothing.
Probably
Probably
nothing.
So, I mean, if you're watching the stream, you can actually see there's another bit of it because it's hidden away in the GM layer. But I could probably... Yeah, okay. Let's play this card.
Oh boy.
There you go. That seems like a good name, right? It's probably a nice guy. For those of you...
So,
Rachel.
Barchi?
Oh god damn it.
For those of you playing the audio-only game, that's Barakiel.
Obamacus.
And for those of you without access to Google, Barakiel is one of the 7 archangels. He is described as the angel, basically the guardian angel.
I don't like him.
And that clock has a 5 in 6 chance of completing itself between this session and next.
That's fine.
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna bring Como in.
Okay.
I think she it's been probably several weeks and she kind of wanders in.
It has been a minimum of 2 months under house arrest, most likely
Yeah.
chained to a bed.
Yeah. So like she comes in and she just kind of sits down at like the table and is just staring at a wall for a little while.
Nice.
Like, so I think, whatever you guys are doing at the point, you come back down and, hey, Como's back, sort of. Como's physically back.
So I would like to start that second part of my love letter.
So what are we doing? We're supposed to figure out how we're doing the thing?
So yeah, what's the plan?
I mean...
Because the score is assassinate Lord Hiram Dunbar, Lord in her absence. Of etc. etc.
I mean, that seems like an assault.
Lord Governor in her absence, the Right Honorable Lord Hiram Dunbar.
He gets more douchey every time you say his whole thing.
I would like to direct other people's attention to me bringing Edgar to church.
Take me
Is
to
it
church.
Church?
Yes.
Or it's your wedding?
Oh no, that's so good though. Oh no. But
Everybody
We
shows up
still-
wearing like fancy dress clothes and we're like, now, and then just like tear away pants because they're covering guns.
oh my god, can we do that?
You tell me, is your plan a social engagement, or is your plan an assault or deception under the guise of a social engagement?
Deception, I think.
I think it's deception.
Yeah. Oh no. But
Because
I
also
wanted.
that... Go ahead, Nora.
Oh, I was gonna say I wanted to see if I could get Ogre to come back for the wedding to be like Edgar's best man.
I was about to say, is Ogre gonna try to give Edgar away, not knowing how these processes work?
I mean,
It's not like Edgar has too much of a dog in the proper Church of the Holy Ecstasy of the Flesh tradition anyways.
yeah.
Ogre should descend from the sky and on his airship and like steal away Crow mid ceremony, a la Final Fantasy VI.
I think My goal for the next session is to have a more batshit wedding than existed in Jupiter Ascending.
I did not watch that.
I mean, it was an impressive movie. I don't think it was particularly good, but it definitely captivated my attention for the full runtime.
I mean, it doesn't have to.
Exactly.
Jordan,
What?
I found Ogre. This is Ogre at the wedding.
Okay, so
Nice. I love it.
we have the score. It's a
Yes.
wedding for sweeps week, I want to point out.
Want to get those sweet rom-com listeners.
Yeah, exactly.
Except the com in this one is commit murder.
Well, I mean, we're pretty comedic. Today wasn't especially.
Okay, so I mean, I can't see how doing this at her own wedding wouldn't show how far she's willing to go
Yes.
for.
So, here's the thing that I can offer.
Mm-hmm.
Although I reserve the right to revoke this halfway through the next session if it turns out to be too chaotic.
Okay.
But if y'all want to play Ogre and Oracle or Ogre and Como and Crow and Nora, I'm 4 players, 6 characters.
Yeah.
I'm cool to try to run that.
I'm game.
Yeah, you'll just have to unhide Ogre.
Yeah, well, I don't even. Is he even hidden? He basically he's in the retired folder, but you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's coming back for one last job.
Yeah.
No, I think I can switching between Nora and Edgar.
Here's an offer.
Mm-hmm.
If Ogre can't make it, Mina could come back too.
Oh no! No! Oh, but
I feel like Ogre has a better more of an attachment to
That's-
the people
yeah.
getting married.
That's definitely fair.
I miss Ogre.
He's gonna be wearing that suit and looking all serious, and he is absolutely gonna be wearing a captain's hat.
Okay.
That's good. It's fine.
Bell's
Edgar will
going
also
full
have a
supervision.
yeah.
Going full supervision.
Oh, hey, can Bella officiate?
Yes, as long as I can have a gun in the Bible.
Yeah.
Did you see what Zach said?
No.
As an airship captain, I can officiate a wedding.
Yep. That's very true. Do you know who else
You
is a
can marry
captain?
People.
Zebra.
Oh shit! Ogre's girlfriend Zari is coming back. Oh, this is gonna be a good episode.
Well, okay, so if one of them officiates, Nora's probably gonna give her parents the finger by having Belle give her away.
That's fair. They'll be in the crowd.
Yeah, I mean, as pissed as they are, they wouldn't miss it. And they'd be bitching to whoever listens that it's all Edgar's fault.
Do we want to put Jack next to them for like crowd control when shit goes down? We got to figure out a seating chart. Okay, so before next week, we need a seating chart. We need to figure out what the entrees are going to be. Flowers, you got to pick flowers.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
So we know the target, and I think we know the
Yes.
plan.
Yes.
Yeah, so Jack, the thing I was thinking is that while it would be like supremely awesome to shoot this guy in point blank range, having Jack next to like Weasel's way next to the governor, and then stab him and escape into chaos, or like shoot him and escape into chaos, or something like that, is more logical, I guess. Because I also wanted to be in a situation where I couldn't just sun cannon this dude. Because that feels anticlimactic.
So I was thinking Nora is 100% down for this, and I was trying to think if Edgar would be too, but like he's
You just
already
not tell Edgar.
No, but he's already exhausted all official avenues of fixing the situation. Like he went to he gave Koya the treaty. He went to talks with them and they didn't lead anywhere. And I think, enough's enough.
So for a deception plan, which is to say lure, trick, or manipulate, you need the method of deception.
Wedding.
It's a lure, right? We told the governor that his daughter will be returned to him if he shows up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I planned that for that being true. But like I said, I'm going full Bond supervillain on this, and using my 4 Tinker to like a clock that she's attached to, and I don't know. There's some horrible Bond.
Como can absolutely help you rig up a fake bomb. Absolutely, it may be a real bomb.
But like.
Belle has a good
Dancing with the
history.
Opera
Yep.
On
yes.
On a chandelier or something, like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Now I want Belle to come out and jump out of the cake.
Just covered in guns.
I think Belle,
Little gun bunny.
before the start of this session, would have absolutely done that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Belle, who is the nascent archon of deliverance, liberation, or abolition, maybe less so.
Yeah.
Like, how many people in here in the wedding are people that we care about? And I don't mean that to sound flippant, but
No.
like locking the doors and burning it to the ground is also
because no one survives a burning building.
I mean, it would kind of be suspicious if Edgar didn't invite Koya.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want her to die. So
I've got an airship. We could just moor it and tell the people who need to get out where to get out, and then... Yeah. I didn't think past there.
For another movie reference that's poinging around my head now, anyone watch the first Kingsman?
Yes.
With the church massacre?
Oh, yes. That was a hell of a scene. The whole time I was just like, oof.
So yeah. Cool.
So does fake wedding count as method of deception?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Score.
Oh, Augustine also needs to survive.
Mm-hmm.
Severa also needs to survive, but I'm not worried about her surviving.
Yeah.
No,
it's not a fake wedding. Oh, hold on. Maybe they elope before the wedding. I don't know. Just so nobody gives them shit for
you can flashback.
Yeah.
Although
there's a flashback to 2 hours before, as 3 people stand around while you sign the wedding certificate.
Well, and that. I mean, I think flashing back a wedding is by default too stress.
Yeah.
Because it's a wedding.
Yeah.
Yep. You may now assassinate the head of state. That's really good. All right, so same time next week?
Yeah.
Sweet.
with green hair.
Well, I don't know what my situation is going to be completely like because my mother-in-law is coming tomorrow, but I should be okay for making it next week because
Okay. Let us know, and we'll let you know. That's me pointing at the camera. We'll let you know on Twitter next week, so you should follow us on Twitter at that D&D podcast. And I think we can probably call this session to a close. And I will call this highly productive.
I was about to say, this was a lot of character work it was very good.
What this has confirmed for me is that I need to learn how to play and then play the Burning Wheel with you all.
Yes, I want to do that.
Because those love letters were, in mechanical phrasing, a Burning Wheel belief.
Nice.
And basically in Burning Wheel, by accomplishing something that your belief says that you should do, you get rewarded. Like, you get narrative currency. So
I'd be on board. I'm generally on board with playing pretty much any game.
Burning Wheel is a little clunkier than Blades in the Dark, certainly. It has a fixed skill list. It's actually pretty long. A lot of them are pretty verbose. But all characters at all times have 3 beliefs. So 3 of those statements, and ideally at least 2 of them are in conflict with each other. You have 3 beliefs. You have 3 instincts, which are, like, for Belle, it would be like, I always have a gun where no one can find it, or I always draw first, or what have you. Nora would be always have, like, I've always bribed someone on site wherever we go, or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, you have 3 beliefs, you have 3 instincts, and then you have a number of traits that inform other things about you. But yeah, this is
go a long way.
Yeah. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun, and yeah, we should.
XP.
Oh, yes. Good.
XP. Yeah.
Belle, you
I get some XP.
you addressed a challenge with tracking or violence.
Yeah.
I'd say at least once, yeah, like the whole Steph situation.
Yeah.
Here's where you get to. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Agree.
Mm-hmm.
Agree in at least 2 vividly occasions.
Yep. And you struggled with issues from your vice or traumas. I don't think you struggled.
Sure. Yes, I will always have trouble struggling with those because I will just embrace them. So
Yes. But I mean, it's struggled is you got yourself in trouble.
right.
And I don't think they got you in trouble so much as, I mean,
She quit her ownership.
they took your character's life. Yeah, but I don't think that's trouble. I think that's what Belle was, like, destined to do, and she was just denying that part of herself. Like, it doesn't, you know? Like, it doesn't feel like... It feels like, if anything, until now, she had been struggling with issues from her vice or trauma. So, I mean, if you think that the, like, 90-degree shift counts... But I think it's rad and awesome and has only made Belle more rad and awesome. So, I mean, yeah, you tell me if it's worth an XP or not.
I think that perhaps vengeful is the thing that triggers instead.
You get an additional XP. You got payback against someone who harmed you or someone you care about.
So
Yeah.
like, the idea is that the process of that last heist left Belle traumatized, and it's not necessarily Jack that caused her to do these things.
Yep.
But like the whole process was like, yeah, I'm incredibly good at what I do. I'm wasting all of my talents on this stuff, and I've totally lost sight of everything that's important.
I'm so glad that everyone had the same sort of moment of clarity of like, wait a second, we're being jerked around.
No.
Oh, that fills my black heart with joy. So yeah, you get your 4 XP.
Congratulations.
And I'll figure out what to do with my 10 XP at some point.
Ignore Crow, ignore Ogre, plus Catherine. You addressed a challenge with knowledge or arcane power.
Well, okay, so I tried to attune to a ghost to heal myself, and then I used my magic stuff to find other magic friends to do magic shit with.
Yeah, you get your 2.
Yeah.
Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
So the background, I have academic. She was a librarian and an occultist. I figured that would be like research stuff. Like I basically did research on myself.
Yep.
And
I mean, when you were making friends with that nice coven.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's true.
And struggled with issues from your vice or trauma. You
So
weren't really soft.
yeah, that was more the leaving and going to mope by herself thing, but I didn't really play that much, so I wouldn't probably.
I don't know that
for
that's
that one.
soft either. Soft would be like burying yourself in your friends.
Yeah.
Like if anything, you were cold or haunted, literally
Yeah.
for a while.
Oh yeah, right. That's very true. Yeah. So yep.
4.
Yep.
Cool. Next up on the hit parade is Nora Scarlet Ashton.
Yay.
Addressed a challenge with calculation or conspiracy.
Did I ever?
Not once.
I tricked Gray
Mm-hmm.
into thinking that he was safe.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, like, you know, the whole plotting to overthrow the Archon thing. Just wanting it.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like, calculating. So right now my brain is thinking about all the wedding prep, but that hasn't happened yet. I don't know if the brainstorming counts.
You're planning on ambushing the Lord Governor of this region.
Yeah.
At your own wedding?
Yeah.
That's a conspiracy.
Yeah. Oh. So there's that.
Mm-hmm. You expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yes. So there was the whole, I'm really sick of people seeing me as like this still very innocent, little girl, and I'm different now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want people to take me seriously.
So I'm looking at your character's look.
Yeah.
And I can't... Oh, it doesn't have a bell, so I can't link it.
Yes.
But the last word there...
Mm-hmm.
Delicate.
Yep.
Do you still look delicate?
Yes.
Okay.
Deceptively so.
Okay. But you played into your seamstressness.
Yeah.
When you were stitching up Jack.
Yeah.
So I mean, you definitely get your one there.
Right.
And then yeah, you get one for your background of being like, I'm not the tiny delicate flower that everybody thinks I am, and I'm gonna prove it by murdering a being that is kind of really powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, take your 2 there. You struggle with issues from your vice or trauma. Again, I don't think you struggled.
Yeah, I was cold about it. Like, it was purely to my benefit.
Yeah. Like, next session, if you're incredibly cold at your own wedding with Edgar, that might do it. But...
what about me just showing up to like, you know, indulge in my vice, but I don't really do anything back to Edgar. I'm just leaning on him for my own benefit. Like, I didn't really do anything for Edgar in return. I just took the drink and laid there.
Okay. Like, so yeah, like, is Edgar noticing? Is it causing a rift in your relationship? Next session, is he going to be like, we need to talk about some shit before I say I do? Is he soft?
No, he's reckless and obsessive.
Okay.
I would say that I made him incredibly uncomfortable, and if I don't know, like, somehow stress him out while reducing my own stress.
I mean, almost certainly.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, is that... And this is both a cold and a booze pun here. But is your relationship on the rocks?
And
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay,
So no.
so no.
I really want to weaken your relationship. I don't know why.
No,
We can still do that next session.
Oh,
because we're an amazing power couple. That's why.
I have plans.
I
Yeah.
will totally shoot Edgar in order to kill the governor.
Oh my god!
Sorry, Nora.
is the camera
I
going
do.
to slowly like pan upwards as Nora shrieks?
Really quickly. So one, she actually would not be okay with this, but I have been thinking about it ever since I decided Nora is a spider. But black wedding dress, black veil, black widow,
I mean,
spider.
like, if Nora continues down the path she was on this session,
No.
well, no, if she does,
Yeah, no.
I just want to say that the word that comes to mind is dispassionate, or just dispassion,
Yeah.
which that could be a fun creature to have prowling around the world.
No, Edgar is basically the only
Your anchor?
thing that's yes.
Keeping you human?
Yes.
You sure you want to play both characters?
I'm honestly probably going to mostly play Edgar next session.
I can do that.
Yes.
I can deal with that. I can make some fun devil's bargains.
Oh my god.
I mean, Edgar has to be at the wedding because it's his wedding.
I'm all out of feelings, you guys.
You have a whole week to re-up your feels.
So I can murder them again.
How much XP did Nora get?
I'm at 4.
Yeah, 4.
Okay.
But I'm also enjoying that conversation. And
Yeah,
last...
I wasn't trying to sidetrack. I was just
No, I know.
wanted my notes accurate.
And last but certainly not least, although actually no longer least in trauma either, we have Jack the Ripper von Rumpelcrisp. You addressed a challenge with violence. You didn't really... Well, no. You addressed a challenge with violence or coercion.
There was definitely the stabbing of somebody in a basement.
There's a stabbing of 2 somebodies in 2 different basements.
Yeah, he's got kind of a... He's really being typecast into basement stabbing roles.
I asked what Jack believed, and he was basically like, yeah, but I need to get revenge for murder. And so I was just like, cool, here are 3 people to murder. Choose one.
That's fair.
So challenge with violence or coercion, you get your 2 there. Expressed your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Are you on audio?
I don't think his audio is working. He
Okay.
plopped stuff in the chat, though.
Oh, okay. Cool. Drives heritage background, old country flashbacks, helping to take out Grey, hunting dynasty. Yep, absolutely. You get your 2 there. And vice or trauma. Again, I don't really know that you struggled. Yeah. But yeah, you max out your playbook again. What are we thinking?
That's a
Devil's
real good one.
Footsteps. That's a really good one. That's the one where you can convince people to stab each other.
Bird used it a lot.
Sly used it to convince 2 snipers to shoot each other in the head.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Black switch.
So I have one last question for Belle, which is, did the crew help you with your vengeful trigger?
I mean, both Nora and Rip were the catalysts for it,
Mhm.
and Oracle fueled it forward.
But I mean, did they help, or was that something that Belle was purposefully like pushing people away to do? Because I think you helped them.
Sure.
But did you helping them like? I mean, yeah. This is up to your interpretation.
I think my answer to that is more of a question in that, did Belle help the crew? Because I don't know that my actions, aside from helping Jack not die, did anything that I do help the crew accomplish their goals, move themselves forward.
I mean, you literally relieved Catherine of her burdens.
True.
You set me up with a really good gig.
Yeah.
That, and I mean, not just this session, but in a lot of sessions, Nora really looked up to Belle. Like, that's how she was able to that, and Edgar, like, and herself, is how she was able to, like, kind of steel herself.
And just get so dispassionate.
Just hard.
And just stop feeling things altogether.
They did her Dragon Age Harden quest. Harden personality.
Mm-hmm. And how did those people turn out? They're just fine individuals now.
Hey, one of them is king, so...
Or drunk.
Yes.
Or a drunk wonder hobo.
Mm-hmm.
But we're getting back into the BioWare weeds. Execute a successful... Okay, sorry.
Yeah, it does sound like we pushed the...
Okay.
And either way, we are moving the crew along to a conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
Right, we've been hitting targets. Okay, now we're going to assassinate that of state.
Yeah.
So
the last like 2 jobs were expressly a diversion. And Belle's awakening or regenesis or whatever definitely feels like it has catalyzed something that, I mean, Nora was just beginning to understand or understood and just beginning to act on.
Yeah.
But so I mean, didn't execute any operations. Didn't really contend with challenges above your current station. Did you bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one?
What about both me and Jack going in with the intention of killing an Archon? That seems pretty big to me. That's a
fair point. And along that same sort of axis, I mean, the Northwest Mounted Police
yeah.
are above your current station.
So I think we did.
Yeah. No, that's a really good point. So you get 2 there.
That gives us enough to advance.
Yeah. And you already owe me an advancement at this point.
So we can...
you can do mastery and have 1 square box floating, or bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
Vicious? Well, Jack did kill that lady in a basement just because.
Oh, I meant to mention her blood totally like hit one of those candles and sparked a fire.
That's fine. Everybody's blood does that.
Yes.
Don't you know anything about the world you created, Andrew? We're all like this.
Some people are.
Can I take an action from another playbook?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the veteran thing. So you'll have like 3 or 4 skill slots on your character that's veteran.
I didn't see that.
It doesn't show up on the character sheet, but it'll show up on the proper PDF. But yeah, you can just add and then type in the text.
Yeah.
So bolster your crew's reputation, vicious or defiant.
Would not letting a lady kill herself be considered defiant?
Probably. Or just abducting a daughter of a
head
of
state's
state.
daughter, yeah. That seems like 2 right there because of the vicious and then that.
Yes, Jordan?
Jack laughing in Gray's face when he said, "You shouldn't have come alone."
Also, Jack being like, yo, what up? Walk into the basement.
Yeah.
Like I got a big...
Like I get a big clock.
Yeah. Like I got a big cavalry saber and come at me, Gray.
No, it's a clock that he got from Sly. One of Sly's many clocks.
It's a family obsession.
Yes.
Didn't Sly repair them only to break them? I think that was his vice.
He did a lot of really weird ritualistic stuff with clocks.
Yes. Cool. So yeah, you get your 2 for bolster or for your cruiser up. And I don't know about this last one. Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
No.
Not at all.
I can't see anywhere that happened.
No, never.
I think this was probably the easiest to justify those 2 episode ever.
It was totally when we did like the soup kitchen thing and the scarf for the old orphanarium.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
just
was
the
100%.
giant infinity scarf.
Yes.
Make an old lady Ouroboros.
No, it's not. They don't get a forever home. They get an infinity home.
Exactly.
You have to live in a car. Did I tell you?
All right. So I think this does it for us, unless there's something else that I'm forgetting.
Everybody run!
Yeah.
Cheese it. It's the fuzz.
Yes.
But for me, I want to thank everybody for showing up and playing. And I want to thank people for watching. And I will see, hopefully next week. But until next time, I'm Andrew Otway. This has been a That D&D podcast production. And I'll throw this up on YouTube hopefully shortly.
Good night, everybody.
Night.
Cheers, all.
Also, good night to you all.